Hi, good evening, everybody. Welcome to episode 3, Motor Talk with Witzenberg. I'll be your host, Abdul Sayed. My co-host, Byron Height, is in the background there somewhere doing all the important work, should I say. And, you guys probably would have remembered us from straight out of Cape Town. But we kind of put that a bit on hold. And my ex-partner, Kyle Bush, would probably be continuing with straight out of Cape Town and be back to Motor Talk with Witzenberg. And welcome to the show tonight, Byron. Tonight we have an amazing amount of a brilliant lineup of guests, and the program is purely called Spinning because hello, how's it, Byron?
So good evening there, Abdul. You know what happens is it just shows you that modern times in motorsport, there's so many facets of motorsport. You know, years ago, nobody ever heard of something called spinning. I actually thought spinning was that thing you did in the gym on the bikes, a spinning class. But what happens is then I start, there's a form of motorsport called spinning. So, it's not that old yet. It's been around only for a short while, legitimately. But it will be interesting to hear from some of the good characters.
Yeah, absolutely. Byron, it's quite interesting because, like you said, I mean, the motorsport we grew up in was kind of circuit racing and oval track and drags and stuff like that. And when I heard about spinning, I had no clue what it was all about. And that's one of the reasons why we're actually doing the show tonight is to actually, first of all, understand what spinning is about. And it's got a huge, huge following. And we kind of have some really top guests here tonight. And one of them being, better known as Eddie Rasta. So I just want to say hello to Eddie Rasta and thanks for being on the show tonight.
Hi, guys.
And then we also have sitting there, Ashiya, Fakier.
Yes, Abdul.
Are you well?
Sorry?
Are you guys well?
No, we're just doing perfect.
Okay. If you guys more comfortable with Afrikaans, julle kan Afrikaans praat, ek sal maar in Engels praat en 'n bietjie
Afrikaans, Engels, alles.
Dit maak nie saak nie, ons kan Mengels ook praat. Julle ken mos die storie van Mengels, né? And I don't know who the two lovely ladies are there in the background. I've got no clue who they are. Can they maybe introduce themselves?
I'm Nazima. I'm Taitum.
Okay, who's who? Who's the one with the blonde there?
Taitum.
And the other one must be Nazima.
I'm Nazima.
Okay.
Nazima.
And then
They're also spinners.
Are you serious? How old are they?
Also spinners.
Tatum is
18.
Oh my word.
Nazima
7.
27.
72.
Are you serious? They look like they're like 12 years old or something. They look very young still. You know what? It's so nice to have you guys on the show tonight. Now, I forgot about Arquin, Joostenberg. Hello, Arquin.
Abdul.
You finally on, bro. Are you well?
Yeah, I'm well, and yourself?
I'm lekker, no complaints. And I hope tonight we're going to have a massive insight to what spinning is all about because I've got very, very little knowledge about spinning. I just know when your tires is klaar gebas, moet jy aftrek. As jy kar moet jy kar aftrek, alle tires gaan opsit. But I believe it's got such a huge following. It's got a huge influence in the communities that we operate in. And a whole lot of other stuff. So I think let's start off. Who's the youngest?
Everybody's silent suddenly,
Tatum. Okay, let me. Normally, out of respect, we're going to start with the eldest, but let's start with the youngest tonight. Let's put her in at the deep end. So Tatum, welcome to our show, man. Tell us a little bit about spinning. Just basically, we want to leave your audience tonight here. We want to leave them with something that they can take home and use in their lives, maybe whatever. But how did you actually get into spinning?
So I was very young when I was introduced to the racing and drifting and whatever. And I found myself more interested in spinning and went to more spinning shows and found this lovely lady spinning.
Well, she's a grandmother now, right?
I'm so glad she said lovely ladies, not crazy ladies.
So
I'm telling you, the sport is crazy.
Wow. So tell us. Okay, let's go to Nazima there. Nazima, how did you get into the sport?
Well, my dad started spinning many years ago, and then
I just decided, okay, I think I'm going to take the next step and just get into a car and sprint. So me and my brother started at the same time. He was 15 years old at the time, so started. We just sprint ever since.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. Okay, and then let's go to Ashiya quickly. Ashiya, how did you get into spinning? You told me you were a grandmother. Even grandmothers can spin.
It's amazing.
Well, Abdul, I'm actually coming from the show and shine scene.
Uh-huh. Right.
You actually pump your ride
Right.
and then you compete.
Okay.
The show and shine scene actually faded a bit off. And then some friends of mine, they went to the spinning thingy. And they said they're going to go watch spinning. And I asked them, what's that? They said, no, this is a we went to go have a look. And there's a place called The Boss. It's actually here, like 10 minutes away from me. It's
Which is in Mitchell's Plain?
In Mitchell's Plain, yes.
Mm.
And when I saw this vibe, I said, nah, these people is, this is what? This is not for me.
Right.
But then Abby actually loved it, and then he bought a Ford Escort.
Yeah.
3 liter V6.
Into a Ford Escort body.
Yes. And then every Sunday he said, come and try it. He said, oh, let's mal. I'm not going to try this. And it was on the Sunday. One Sunday I said, now I'm going to have a go. And I'm telling you, once I got into that car and got the feeling, got the hang of it, was non-stop. I'm still spinning up till today.
How many years has that been now?
The Boss was about 8 to 10 years.
Oh my word, that is so brilliant. And kind of you're taking motorsport right to the people. I mean, they don't have to go anywhere. They can literally walk to the pitch and they can actually just have a look at what's happening.
Yes, that's right.
Brilliant, brilliant. Eddie, I'm going to leave you for last because you're kind of the most experienced spinner in the group here. So,
Yeah,
Byron,
no problem.
You're going to go on to talk one day, Byron?
Yeah, Tarquin right behind us, the man. I'm glad you got on the show. Now, Tarquin, first of all, I'm going to see you got the Imperial Japanese flag in the background over there. That is a good start for you, especially myself and Abdul coming from a Toyota background. But you don't drive a Toyota. What do you drive?
I drive a
I think your sound is a little bit soft there, Tarquin. So if you could get that slight bit up, I'll see what I can do on this side.
Maybe, Byron, if you just put the other group on mute for a while
I
Tarquin's
think
talking.
I'm going to do that. I think I'm doing it, Tarquin. Have another go quickly.
Okay, well, I drive a BMW with a 528 Skyline motor.
Oh, so this is Skyline Major. So that's because I saw on the bonnet of the car you had the Imperial Japanese flag. So I thought there had to be a little bit of Japanese influence in there.
Yes. L28.
So how long when did you start spinning? How did it all start for you?
Well, my daddy introduced me into the spinning game. He used to spin a couple of years ago. I was always there to change his wheels, and make sure the car is good. And then one day he just told me, yeah, have a go. And ever since then, I've been in the game.
Well, I see a comment is just coming here from Logan Julius, and he says, "Lekker man, Tarquin Joostenberg, Team L28."
Yes.
Okay, so guys, you can put the comments, and you can actually reply to the comments if you want to. So let's go to Eddie, the man that is like a legend in spinning.
Yes.
Tell us about spinning. Tell how you started. What is spinning actually about?
Say again, I can't hear you so little.
I said, tell me how you started with spinning, how long ago you started, and what is it really actually about? How did it actually start?
You know, I started like years back. My daddy was a qualified mechanic and he used to work on cars.
Okay.
And you know, as a mechanic, he used to go to racing and all these things. So me as a young boy, traveling and going with him to this, whole motorsport thingy. So I actually grew up with motorsport. It started at a young age, so and the moment I started driving, cars started revving and all these things. I actually wanted to do this driving myself. So I started driving on a young age, and as a young guy, you always want to like spin a tire or do something or drive fast. And I used to go to pavilion at a young age.
Yeah, Strandfontein Pavilion.
Yeah. Taking my daddy's car on a Saturday night, go to pavilion. I actually steal the car sometimes to go to pavilion, you know, and seeing guys there doing the spinning thingy, and I always wanted to do it myself. And I started building me a car because from a young age, my daddy was a mechanic. I learned mechanical, and so I started building me a car, and gooi to pavilion and begin spin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I remember the pavilion days. I don't know if you remember Indiana.
Yeah, Indiana
Yeah, so
also.
that's kind of where we grew up, but it wasn't spinning that time. That time it was just drags, robot to robot, N1, N2. And I remember at the pavilion, the same thing, but there at the pavilion, they always used to spin. And that was a very long time ago. I mean, I'm 55 years old, and I was like in my 20s. I was like 15, 18. So that's a long time ago that started already. And then how did it develop from there?
We attended after pavilion, some other places open, and everything was illegal. So we used to go to illegal events, participating in this spinning events going on. After that, it was Kraaifontein, a lot of other places also opened, and actually, Kraaifontein started on a Friday evening. We used to go there on a Friday evening spinning.
We Kraaifontein.
Yeah, so we used to go there, and after that, it was Atlantis. To all those places where spinning, because once the bug bites you, bro, you can't stop it.
It's like a drug.
Yeah.
Well, a good drug. I should say a good drug. I shouldn't say a good drug. I mean, that's before Nazima and Tatum was born. I mean, like, and Arquin actually. Arquin, how old are you? 19 or something? You see there?
19.
Arquin.
He told me he was 19.
You're 19, Arquin.
Yes.
You must be, because you look young. You look very young.
Okay, so let us start. It doesn't matter how old you are as long as you're having fun, right? So Baron, do you have any comments you wanna say hello to them?
I do. I actually have Tamlin van der Horst. She said, so amped to a ladies' part of this male-dominant sport. And that's actually a big thing nowadays as well, Abdul. What happens is the ladies are really coming through, in modern motorsport and show that they can actually compete on any level and beat the boys as well.
Exactly. So let's talk about the cars. I mean, I like cars, and I like to know about cars. So maybe let's start again with Tatum there. Tatum, what car do you drive?
So, I started off with a BME 30 Foxtrot for the Al 2018. But now I am busy with something else. Something bigger, something better. Not the now. Just out
we can't say it.
No.
Okay, maybe it's a E30 BM with a 2JZ or something. I don't know.
2JZ always comes back.
So the actual car, right? Is it I know when we do from the circuit racing or from Gymkhana or from drags and stuff, we kind of have a certain standard we have to do. Like we have to have a roll cage in the car, for example. Does the car need to have roll cages in the car?
It depends, but yes, for safety reasons. Yeah.
It is better.
Yes.
It is better. So when you actually, I see the BMWs and the Sierras and the Escorts are like quite famous on the on the spinning arena. And obviously, I've seen a couple of front wheel drives, but I mean, I actually don't know how they actually spin with a front wheel drive.
No, that is actually spectators, man. You know,
Okay.
from a whole day standing there, watching us, and so by the time we're going home, the spectators always want to do something, also want to do a burnout. That's why.
Okay.
But mostly we do it with a rear wheel drive because a rear wheel drive is much better for spinning.
Yes, absolutely. So what are the rules of spinning? I mean, we can just talk. I mean, we're having a chat. So, I mean, Takun, you can chime in, and Nazima and Tatum and Ashiya and Eddie. I mean, what are the rules? How does it, how do you, can you win the day, or how does it actually work?
Well, first I would say the rules of spinning it's a dangerous sport. Not easy, and spinning my view is not for the faint-hearted. Yes, unfortunately, we have girls and we have ladies that do balls, and the females can actually give birth to a baby, and we can spin. Yes, we can. So, um, yes, so like I said, spinning is a dangerous sport. You have to
Right.
be safe, and you should also have fun. Um,
Absolutely.
So what you're saying, though, Ashiya, is that the girls are more crazy than the guys
of
when it comes
course,
to spinning. Exactly, I'm telling you, it's
don't let
amazing.
it,
I think it's brilliant.
don't let it look for you. These puppies, So,
No,
spectating, sitting passenger in a spin car and sitting behind the wheel is three vast different things. It's three different things. I'm telling you, that's a other ball game. So, I'm gonna stress it out again. Spinning is not for the faint-hearted. You know, both my sons, they can spin. When they started, they could spin, but they couldn't drive. They couldn't drive a
So,
vehicle.
how old were they when they started?
Abdulaziz was like 14.
Yo.
He was very young. Well, he got
Okay.
married. So now he's got his own spinning team.
Okay.
And this one, Yusuf, he's spinning. At
Okay.
the moment, he's 17 years old.
That's brilliant. So when you have these competitions, maybe Takun can tell us a little bit here, or Eddie can talk to us a little bit here. When you have these competitions, what do they actually look out for?
uh,
I don't know if you guys heard that.
sorry.
Maybe like how does the competition? So you guys spin against each other, or how do you win the competition? And what rules are there? Any rules or anything?
This, in 2000, it was spinning was actually recognized as a motorsport, but with no rules because we don't have any rules. You know, with spinning we do more like a freestyle spinning. It's more of controlling the car, and then I think a few years back, the guys, actually me and some guys from Joburg, we started doing stunts. Jumping out of the car while the car is turning at a certain speed, and but we are actually also doing now spin outlaws, and there's a couple
Okay.
of there's a couple of rules, and there's a few obstacles that we have to do on this course. So to accumulate points.
Okay, so when spinning started, it was just basically like,
Free.
I mean, it was freestyle. You could go out there, you could spin the car around, you could move a little, spin the car the other way, do a couple of figure eights, stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah, because normally when you start doing spinning, it's more like a donut in a figure eight,
Yes, yes,
in a broad slide, like they call it.
yes,
But
correct.
yeah, but now as things progress and spinning goes on, we get figures and obstacles nowadays. So
Okay,
it's more like a precision driving. In that few years back, it's more like a freestyle, but now it's more like a precision driving.
Okay, so now, yes, I understand what you're saying. So now you have like a couple of tires and you got to do a 360 around the tires. And I see I saw a couple of the videos, you got to reverse into the, like a parking lot, a parking bay type of thing, stuff like that.
Yeah, we call it a kitchen, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, okay, so I'm learning about spinning because
Kitchen.
we do Gymkhana. So Gymkhana is something not similar, but we also have obstacles and you got to go around the obstacles. And I see spinning has got a little bit about from drifting as well. Or drifting has got a little bit of spinning in it, should I say?
Yeah, there's a big difference, man, between the drifting and spinning. We do a power slide where in drifting is more like accurate angle and speed. We don't use in spinning we don't use so much speed, but we also use angle and Daar's klomp goed man wat ons doen in spinning en so is meer oor control, but op 'n low speed.
En die karre is die karre nou opgeset vir 'n spesifieke manier die hoe die karre opgeset is. Arquin?
Okay. Arquin.
Talking.
Yeah.
Well, this is really like criteria that you have to meet to set up your car and whatever. It's basically you just need gas, clutch, and steer. No e-brake, nothing like that.
Okay, so like your tire pressures, what tire pressures do you guys run on when you're doing that? Is it different tire pressures make a difference to your performance and stuff?
Well, not really from my side. The wheels must just be hard, that's it.
Okay. So maybe Titan and Azima can tell us about how many sets of tires do you guys go through when you guys on a day?
It depends.
Okay, depends on what? Depends on
how the day goes.
Wow, word. So what is the most expensive part of spinning your tires?
Yes. And your petrol and the port.
Oh yeah. Whoops, I don't want to know about that. Oh my word. Byron, do you have any questions here, Byron?
I think it's time for a video, Abdul. We can actually put one on. I've got a video over here quickly, so let's take a look.
Yo, that's hectic.
I see Wilbur's joined us as well.
Okay. Good evening, Mr. Wilbur.
Hey.
Evening.
Evening, are you well?
I'm alright, and you?
I'm good. Is Mr. Wilbur also a spinner?
Yeah, bro.
Yes, it's Witzenberg.
Can't you see it, Abdul? He looks like one. He looks like a spinner, man. You can see immediately he's a spinner.
So you all the way from Vredenburg, Mr. Wilbur.
Vredenburg,
Yeah,
Witzenberg in the Western Cape, West Coast.
Yeah. I
East
know where
Coast.
Friedenberg is. Don't worry. We used to have Gymkhanas there sometimes at the malls. Yeah. So yeah. Okay. Cool. So that escort was Ashiya, was your escort.
Yes.
Come
And
No,
you
again?
driving
not
the
mine. No,
oh
that was actually Harvey's escort. I had my little blue one, stock standard, and then that speed just worked on my nerves because that call was just like
too
it's
slow.
just not doing it. This was not doing it for me. He's
Yeah.
one,
Yeah.
but I think he's got a bit of spice in it, no? That the escort's name was Glay Glay. That car. Mm-mm. That was in Mossel Bay. How many years ago?
Yeah, can't even
Six.
remember.
6 years ago,
Mm.
where I got
Yo.
the taste of like,
So tell us about
yeah.
this. About this. I mean, I'm actually quite interested to know. So the car. Sometimes I see you got the driver getting out of the car, and the car still turning around him.
Sorry?
Yeah, yeah,
Sometimes I see the driver still
yeah.
getting out of the car, and the cars are kind of spinning around him. Maybe Wilbur can tell us how they do that.
To do the what's that?
Yeah, you see, it's actually some gadgets you put into your car because it's not all of Cape Town, the spinners getting out of the cars. So, when you normally take out your key, you lock your car, the steering lock by itself.
Yeah, correct. Yeah,
So, we use that steering lock to keep the car wheels on like a 75-degree angle.
right.
And then we have some gadgets in the car to keep the revs up, and then a switch to keep the car's engine running, and then you
Yo,
get out of the car. So it's basically a whole setup you have to build into a car because you can't just get out of any car. If the setup is not built into your car, you can't get out.
yes, ik zou mos vrek bang wees om zoiets te doen, jong. Hy het al op die kar weg. Why did you have any questions? Because that's hectic.
I don't have any questions, but I have some comments over here. When the video was on earlier on of the escort, Llewellyn Mart, yo, lekker klink die banana split. No, I like that one. I like that one. There we go.
So Uncle Eddie, you kind of one of the people that started with the stunts, right? Like people getting out of the cars and things like that.
Yes.
So how do they actually do that? Because that car is actually spinning around, and these guys are like hanging halfway out of the car.
It's like Auntie I said earlier on, the girls have balls. I don't know what we have, but but at the end of the day, you must have that self-esteem, and to get out of the car while it's spinning, it's very risky because there's a lot of people around the car also. So the important thing of doing stunts, it must be in a controlled and safe environment. You see, because anything can happen. That's why you have to have a co-pilot in the car. So when anything happens, maybe the car go out of his
Control.
own way. And
Yeah.
there have to be a kill switch in the car. So
Okay.
there must always be a passenger in the car.
Yes.
While the driver's out of the car, there must be a co-pilot in the car.
Okay. So that makes sense because if something happens to the driver, the co-pilot can just kill the kill switch and the car will be switched off, obviously.
Obviously, yeah.
Yeah. Nazima, we didn't hear you were like a quiet little girl sitting in the corner there. Tell us, what car do you drive?
Well, I started spinning with the Datsun Triple S.
Ooh, a bun.
Nice. The
And
bin.
Now I have a Skyline with the RB20 motor. I'm spinning.
Yo, lekker. That car is lekker because it's lekker long and it's got a longer boot than the Datsun Triple S, so the momentum is actually better.
It's better, much better.
I don't even have a video of your car. No, man, this is nonsense.
I sent
Yeah, we seem to be.
we sent you a video.
Yo, but Ashiya sent the video so late, we didn't even have time to wait. If I can send the video to Baden, maybe Baden can play the video or something.
Yes, let me. Yeah, you can send it to me.
Did you WhatsApp it to me,
Alright.
Ashiya?
Yes.
Okay, let me see if I
Okay,
can
then
WhatsApp it to Baden and I can see. Baden, take over in the meantime while I see if I can get this videos through to you. They just maybe speak to Werbo, a couple of more questions about.
Yes. So yeah, starting with you, Wilbur. Going, tell us about your car.
I started with a Ford Capri. After that, I built a box beam with a L28, and at this moment, I'm spinning a BMW E36 with a Lexus V8 in it.
Ooh, that's a nice combination.
Beautiful, Lexus V8, some good power there.
The one you said.
Yeah, the one you said there.
Lekker. We have a guy with us that does the drift, Jumkanas, with the one you said with a twin turbo on.
Yes.
Beautiful little machine.
Beautiful and everything like that. You know,
Strong motor.
It's amazing. Well, so what's amazing, guys, you know, actually, I've seen as the comments have come in, there's a lot of love being spread around for you guys as well. It's amazing, I think, as well. A wonderful community. And like I was saying to Abdul before the show, you know, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, nobody heard of spinning. Nobody knew really what spinning was. But now it's in the public conscious. And what I like is for all the folks as well, it's based a lot on a community, friends and family. How important is that in actually the sport itself for all of you guys? Maybe starting with you, Wilbur.
Sorry, man, with the noise. Come again?
Somebody hooting there by you.
It's near railway here, man. Sorry.
I got to okay. Also get talking back on here as well. But how important is the community atmosphere? How important is being a young sport, you could still say. How important is the community and building from that?
The community is very important to have with you. There's a lot of support with them to take the sport further. Some of our little community is struggling to get pitches to practice our sport, you see. So at this moment, even here in Saldanha Bay municipality, we are fighting to get a legal pitch for us to practice our sport.
All right. Abdul, you go here. I'm just going to get that video ready for us.
Okay, cool. There's a couple of comments that have come through. I see there. Craig. Who's Craig?
Yeah,
Craig said,
I see Craig has come on, but
girls have balls in the hair dreadlocks. So I don't know what that means if his balls is in his dreadlocks. So I'm not too sure what Craig means there. But anyhow, and then Craig says Westcape Space is watching, including Spin My Now. So maybe you guys can enlighten us about that little quote that came through there, that little comment that came through there. Wie's Dino Westcape Space is watching, including Spin My Now.
Ja, Westcape Space is eintlik een van my sponsors. En Craig is eintlik een van die eienaars.
Okay.
Westcape Space, ja.
Well, sê hallo vir Craig en sê dankie vir die sponsors daar om Eddie.
Ja, nee, hulle weet die altyd. Ek waardeer alles wat hulle vir my doen. Jy weet, so nou en dan hoekom ek wel eintlik gesê het ook, jy moet in die sport en veral in die spinning moet jy ook 'n sponsor hê, want jy weet om alles uit jou eie sakkie te doen, meneer, dit vat baie. Jy sal eintlik as jy wil alles uit jou sakkie doen, sal jy langs jou skoene begin loop, soos hulle sê. Want soos die girls ook net maar gesê het, ons moet altyd tyres hê, ons moet petrol hê. As daar breekies is, dan kos dit actually meerder as wat jy op tyres en op petrol spend, verstaan jy dan?
Absoluut.
En veral soos nou die game het nou baie ge-up. Soos hulle sê, dis tot op 'n next level. Want jy kan nie meer met 'n gewone engine kom en dink jy gaan die sport aanvat nie, want hoekom, soos ek gesê het, ons het baie different ry van 'n paar jaar gelede. 'n Paar jaar gelede kan jy net 'n kar gaan vat en die dif gaan lok het en dan gaan sy. Maar nowadays is dit nie meer van dat. Jy kan nie meer so kom nie. Jy moet regkom as jy na die game toe kom. En dit vat eintlik baie geld om jou kar tot op daai level te kry waar dit nou is, verstaan? So dat jy moet eintlik at least 'n sponsor hê wat jou kan help met dit wat jy wil doen. En jy weet vir ons is baie lief vir die sport, vir spinning. Ek het groot geraak met dit. met motorsport. So jy weet spanning is deel van ons lewe en is
Absoluut.
hulle sê
No.
is
Is dit nie 'n
Ja.
probleem as die sport so begin expensive raak? Ek vind uit in ons tipe motorsport ook. Wel, nie so baie in Gymkhana nie, maar op die circuit en die oval track en die drags. Dis so baie geld, die mense kan nie bekostig om met te ry nie. So dis mos 'n probleem nou, want miskien moet ons teruggaan na die ou dae toe, want ons kom daar met 'n gewone padkar en we have a lot of fun. Wouldn't that be much better for everybody to be able to go back to their roots and make different categories maybe?
yeah, it would have been better, but
It's a hobby, man.
yeah,
So,
it's our hobby, and
any
the
hobbies cost money. So
the youths of today, they don't want to come with the small old stylish cars and stuff.
Yeah.
So Tatum meneer, ek sê vir jou as Tatum uitkom, Tatum kom
Skyline.
soos 'n dreadlock uit.
Yeah, Skyline.
Nou, soos dat wil ek wel sê is die game is nie meer soos 'n paar jaar gelede soos op Pavilion nie. Ek het aan 'n tyd met my pa se automatic Ford Gia Cortina.
Ja.
Het ek ook 'n steen gekap aan trekkie roep, maar as jy dit vandag doen, dan gaan die mense sê nee, dis boring, gaan af.
Ja.
So hulle soek nou eintlik meer jy weet die karre moet kan as die karre rev, moet hulle kan praat, jy moet hoor as krag.
Ja.
So die sport het baie verander van 'n paar jaar gelede af tot en met nou toe.
Absolute. But I think by the end of the day is it's about having fun and about actually keeping the community together. What do you say, Arquin, about keeping the community together there with spinning?
Hy's commute.
I agree with that. Like here by us, when a spin call pulls out, the children come running on. Wherever the spin call goes, they're running behind. So I think, especially in a community like Oceanville, a spin call keeps the youth away from the gangsterism and all the negative things. So I would say spinning is helping the community a lot, man. Keeping everybody together.
Yeah. So why is the municipality not giving you guys a dedicated pitch to do that then? If it is doing good for the community.
I can't answer that question. You can ask Uncle Eddie. He's been fighting for years already. My daddy has been fighting. There's just no luck with that.
It's very interesting. It's an interesting question because I mean I kind of understand that what spinning does because on the day of spinning, kind of the whole community is at the place where the spinning is. So even the crime on that day is reduced in those areas. If I'm not mistaken. Am I correct, Anthony, or Mr. Wilbur or Aisha or somebody who can answer that question? Het gewoon wat ek gesê het.
Kijk, was ek phone
Okay. Talking, just put your phone on mute again. Okay,
Yeah.
so what I said was, on the day that you guys are spinning, I believe that even the crime during that time that you're spinning comes down. Am I correct?
Yes.
So the question I'm asking is, if that is a good thing for the community, why is the municipality not giving you a dedicated spin pitch in different areas, like in Mitchell's Plain, in Vredenburg, wherever, in Ocean View, in wherever?
You know, I don't know if I can mention what I'm about to say, but as long as Killarney, Killarney is a recognized facility for motorsport,
Right.
and we've been struggling all these years, bro. I've been to a couple of meetings in and out. I'm tired of going to meetings, talking to the councillor or the council for giving us a arena or a premises for us to do our sport. But I think as long as Killarney is running the motorsport here in Western Cape, we're not gonna get anything because we are struggling And this is a family sport. You can see on a Sunday, bro. The people are coming from everywhere, but they're coming with their children, their wives, their husband, their omas, their opas. Everybody is there, bro, to come see, to come watch spinning. That's why I'm saying spinning is a family sport here
Correct.
In, in, in the Western Cape or everywhere. You can actually see there's always families coming with whoever is traveling to a event. They do come with their family.
Okay, so spinning at Killarney is not really going to work because just let's say you come from a community, say from Ocean View, for example. To travel from Ocean View to Killarney is very far.
Yeah, it is because it's not actually not Ocean View. You get guys that come from Paul, guys that come from everywhere, man. Mitchell's Plain,
Right.
Atlanta. Even there's another friend of mine, Kenny. They come from Hammersbury side, you know, and Killarney accommodated us with the area a few years back. They started
Yes, I
accommodating us.
remember that. Yes, next to the new pits there.
Yeah, but that area is so small.
Yes.
You can't do anything there. They asked me on an occasion. They asked me to come spend there. So I asked them personally, "Do you want me to come look like I'm learning to spin because that area is too small for us to do
Correct.
what we do here."
Correct. But personally, I also think that if Killarney, not Killarney, if the spin arenas were in the communities, like if it's in Mitchell's Plain or in Ocean View or in Vredenburg or in Atlantis, I think it's much easier and better for the people to travel there than actually having it at a central venue. That's just my thoughts,
Yeah,
especially spinning.
yeah, we had a place here in Tafelsig. We normally came together every Sunday, and it's good, and it's near for a lot of us. But there's some people around in the community that doesn't like or love spinning because
Correct.
the cars are making a noise. You
Yes.
see,
Yes.
and especially our come together is on a Sunday. It's not on a
Yes.
Saturday or a
Right.
Friday. When the parties are going on,
Yeah.
we normally come together on a Sunday. So it's people that want to rest, people who goes to church, who want come from church, have their lunch, want to rest for the Monday, and the noise are disturbing them. So some of the people are complaining about the noise, and then the law enforcement come there and they just close the places down.
Yeah. I think with Killarney, it's the same problem because on a Sunday, you're not allowed to do anything at Killarney. I think Craig, hello, Craig, you are from West Cape Space, am I correct? West Cape Space.
I think Craig's sound. I was just going to just check his sound quickly. I think he has to unmute. There we go. There we go. There we go.
Okay.
Yeah,
Are you on, Craig? Can we hear you?
I'm on. You guys can hear me. I can hear you all as well. Yeah.
Lekker. Listen, welcome to the show, first of all.
Yeah. Well, thank you for accepting me as well. Yeah.
And you had an interesting comment there. You said Killarney does not recognize spinning as a form of motorsport. It's a platform for spinners to entertain at halftime.
Correct. Yes.
Take us through that thought process there quickly.
No, I just look at. I mean, Eddie knows as well. I mean, if we look at spinning itself in the Johannesburg area, to have a look at how many arenas those guys have got up there, and they made it a sport up in Johannesburg, whereby in Cape Town we're still struggling to get spinning recognized here. That is why the bigger tracks are not allowing the guys to have events here and to show off their talent.
Correct. So what can I say? It's an ongoing battle. There's a lot of logistics and a lot of problems, a lot of issues. And at the end of the day, motorsport doesn't grow; it actually goes backward.
Correct. Yes. I mean, drifting had the same effect when drifting came to our country as well.
Yeah.
And somehow they got a break, and the spinners are struggling to get that same break.
Yeah, I think it's also a perception because motorsport I mean, I remember when I started doing motor racing in Baden as well. Baden can kind of probably remember as well, is that motorsport was kind of just circuit racing and motorcycles and go-karts and
Rallying,
and rallying.
Yeah,
And there was no
yeah.
other, nobody knew about drifting, nobody knew about gymkhanas, nobody knew about spinning. But, it's kind of evolved into that now. And I think it's time that other forms of motorsports have to be obviously recognized, because it's kind of making a huge difference to the bulk of the communities, certain communities out there, if I could say that.
No, which I agree with. Yeah.
Nou gaat ik willen doen anyways.
Ons luister.
Eddie Law liever nie meisies.
Some things will never change.
Osema Naxi. Okay, let's. Baron, do you have any questions here, Baron?
I have a video. There's a few videos we could actually play. So let's play.
Let's play us a video there while we have some water.
Some lovely in-car footage. Lovely in-car footage.
That's beautiful.
That's what.
It can't be. She looks so passive.
It's Tatum.
I know it's Tatum, but I mean, are you sure it's the same girl sitting there next to you?
Yeah.
Yo, Tatum, you don't even get excited behind that wheel. You like just kind of like, it's a day at work.
Do you believe us now?
Do you really believe that we have balls?
Wow. Yes, I do. Absolutely. And Rasta's got dreadlocks, yes. like Craig said earlier on. Tell me, so okay, what car was that? Was that the Triple S?
No, you got it mixed up.
Okay, what car was that, Tatum?
That was the BM with the Altoon, I think.
Oh yes, okay, yes. That's yeah. You're busy building a Skyline now. I remember. So tell me.
Another BM, but this was a different motor.
Oh, okay. So tell me, what do you just like kind of keep your foot flat down and turn the wheel? I mean, that doesn't look like that. It looks like a lot of control, eh?
You must clutch. Turn.
Maybe I must come there one day. You guys must put me in the car next to you. That will be quite interesting.
You must come.
Yeah, definitely. You know what I'm going to do? We do the Gymkhana, so maybe I'll invite some of you guys, maybe 2 or 3 of you to come over to come and drive with your cars at the Gymkhana. And then we come and I can't spin. I've got a front-wheel drive car, but I'll gladly come and have a look at what you guys do, because it's actually quite interesting. Really interesting.
Yeah, we're having a big event now on the 27th at Killarney. The Spin Outlaw thingy competition we're having. So you're most welcome to come.
The 27th of March.
We are doing. Yeah.
Okay, that's a good idea. Maybe I'll come and rock up there, depending on where I am. So we'll come and see what's happening there. Okay, Baden, any other questions you have there?
I just got one from Shaheem Bell. Yeah, he came up. He said, spinning is basically the footstep into motorsport because it's without a doubt the cheapest genre to start with. And always, we talk about grassroots motorsport, Abdul. We always talk about Gymkhana. We talk about those ways of getting involved in motorsport, which is not going to cost you an arm and a leg. Yes, remember, all motorsport has a cost to it. But it's always about that starting point. That's always the difficult point. When I was growing up, that was a difficult point for me always.
Okay, so Ashiya, you've been quiet for a while, and Nazima there. So tell us, where is the sport going? Which direction do you guys want to take the sport in? I mean, do you kind of, you're gonna always spin for the rest of your life, or maybe go to another form of motorsport after that, or what is your feeling on that?
Well, spinning has always been like first, yeah, sport of our life. It's a lifestyle. It's been the first sport that we started with. So I think it's going to stay in our lives for many, many years. So, like our kids will also start and all that. So I think not at the moment we won't think of going to another motorsport. Maybe one day, like drifting or so, but spinning is for now what we'll stick to.
Yeah, spinning won't die out
No,
now.
no. But so what happens tomorrow if a rally team approaches you, or a Formula One team approaches you, or something we can
There
actually
we go. Now we're
drive
talking.
professionally? What are you going to do then?
Well, given that opportunity.
Of course, it's an opportunity. I mean, think about it. Because I mean, you have the balls. I mean, if you know what I mean. So
Look, you have more chance than Abdul and I have of being approached by a Formula One team. I can tell you that much now. I think we don't. Abdul and I don't fit the profile. We don't fit the profile. We, real modest guys. We're not like Lewis Hamilton types here.
But it's actually. So how does
Anything with wheels will spin it. Anything with wheels.
It's spin it.
I'd love to see you spin the Formula One car around. That'd be quite interesting. Eh? Tarquin, you've been very quiet there. I know we have spoken to Ashiya, hasn't said a word for a while here now. Ashiya, tell us a little bit about you. Your whole family is kind of involved. Your husband, you, and your two sons.
Yes.
And what is it? What has it done for you as a family?
Sure. You really want to know?
Yes, I do.
I think I need to paint all my walls black. And
what does that mean?
Because we're fixing tires constantly during the week.
Okay.
We are ready to go on Sunday. Because we're working Monday to Friday. Sometimes I work on a Saturday. So there's actually no time. So every night we fix like 4 tires, 2 tires. See that the car set up. So yeah. Yes, my garage is just every day, every night it's busy. And we're not even working on our personal rides. We're working on a spin car. It's not normal.
But it's a good way of keeping the family together. You've got a common interest, and it's a nice way of keeping the youngsters out of mischief. They got a goal that they can focus on.
Oh, yes, and I actually take like my whole road. They all like from 9 years up till 16. They tag along on a Sunday.
Right. So it's got a huge following, and I mean this is it's unbelievable that I can't see why the municipality doesn't just give you guys a pitch. That doesn't make sense to me at all.
Spinning at the moment is the fastest growing sport. I'm telling
Motorsport.
you, I was at the event a week ago, and the questions I asked was, "Who's that? Who's a car is that? I don't know these cars."
Yeah.
Everybody's building a spin car.
Right. New cars, new people, new faces. Yeah. So Wilbur, you come from the West Coast there, right? So tell us a little bit about how did it start there? And how big is the sport in Vredenburg, eh? Vredenburg.
Vredenburg.
Joostenberg, yes. Yeah, we have about 5 cars. It's not too big. The elderly guys started, Eddie Rasta, one of our main guys that always inspired to do the sport. He came all the way from Elsdorp to come spin in Saldana. And I will post it. They say, yeah, Eddie Rasta. Then we have a lot of people at the back of Saldana. And all of them, they love it. They will phone you on a Sunday morning or WhatsApp you, are you going to spin today? Because in our areas, only go to the beach, or there's nothing actually much to do on a Sunday. So whole families behind you, and everywhere people are coming from small places around Vredenburg, on our way to Saldanha on a Sunday.
Right. That's brilliant, man. So it can grow in any community anywhere because it's not a complicated sport. It's for anybody, for everybody basically, for anybody and for everybody,
Yes.
and it's a family event.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
a family event. Everybody loves it.
Exactly. Just the so are they? So do you like at the end of the day? Do you win a trophy? Do you win the competition, or do you guys just come there and have a whole lot of fun?
Most of the time, it's fun. Only events where there's a competition.
And then are you incentivized? Do you get money and stuff like that when you win the competition or something?
I think Eddie's the big boss there. Always wins.
Yeah, you know what? Because sometimes
he's the
when you
legend.
start, yeah, sometimes when you start taking the fun out of the sport, it becomes a problem. You know,
Yeah.
I know from other forms of motorsport, when you start incentivizing it and money becomes it, then the whole attitude changes completely.
True. Yeah.
So
That's why I always say I don't like to do competitions because competitions there's so much issues and dividends again amongst the guys because if you do it for the fun and the love of the sport will grow more and more bigger. But the moment we are in a competition with one another, it starts making daar's 'n klomp rumors en oneenigheid en almal die dinge wat plaasvind. Maar if we do it for the love of the sport, it's hectic, bro. On a Sunday, you won't believe how many people come together to come watch the sport. And it's like Auntie A said, the sport are growing so phenomenal. No, big. For me, I'm so long into the sport, but some of the guys I don't even know them because the moment you start watching spinning and you are a driver, you go home after a few weeks, you want to build your car because you also want to do spinning. That's why spinning is growing very, very big, and especially in Western Cape. I think over all the provinces, Western Cape has the most spinning cars.
okay. So Byron, there's a couple of comments that came through. I see from Tatum's dad and a couple others. Maybe you can address some of those comments quickly.
I did actually see, this is of course from Speed Addiction Cape Town, so Tatum Lee is still the only female to feature on at Speed Addiction Cape. And that's a big up, that one, definitely. And I just actually want to move on to our very quiet man to this evening. The reason he's quite quiet this evening is because I muted him, so I apologize for that. Of course, it is none other than Tarquin Joostenberg. And he says, big ups to Tarquin Joostenberg, but tell them what the city did to the dunes, the place of joy. So, what happened to that section?
Well, we here in Ocean View, there's Soetwater, it's a beach for them. And that's where the guys used to go spin, like on a Sunday. Lots of people from all over used to come watch the spinning. And then last week Sunday, we had a last event there. Well, it wasn't really an event, but it was just us getting together, testing our cars. And then somebody phoned me in the week to ask me if I saw what happened. And I said, no. They said I must take a drive through. I went there to the dunes and I saw your speed bumps. So they covered the whole parking area with speed bumps there. So there's no place for us anymore.
Oh, that is sad indeed.
That's actually very sad. Now it's actually quite interesting. So now when you drive on the road illegally, it becomes a problem. When you ask for the space to do it legally, it's a problem. So how do you actually solve the problem? If you know what I'm saying? It's like a catch-22.
Yeah. We don't have words, man. We are tired of the council not helping us because there was another guy, Johnny. Hy het al sy vermoë getry om vir ons tot op my next level te bring om vir ons te kry. Maar die council wil nie saam met ons staan nie. You know, ons sport gaat bly net daar op een level. Sien jy? Elke keer probeer die mense wat dit kan doen vir ons, hulle probeer elke keer en dan val dit net weer deur die mat. So ons spinning bly net op een level. Ek was vir 3 jaar in Joostenberg. I went to Joostenberg, I went to go stay there. That people has in all the areas they have an arena. Then I came back to Cape Town. Cape Town is still struggling. And we are still struggling until today for a legal place because we don't have a facility to do our sport here in Cape Town.
Aye.
It's bad, man.
Pardon?
It's bad.
It is. Pardon, anything else you wanna address there? Any comments?
I actually just see one comment. I actually want to go for maybe another video. Actually, will be a good idea.
Do the comment and do the video, and then we can close up because we're kind of on 9 o'clock. We're gonna have one final question for everybody.
I know Shaheem Bell has been quite vocal tonight, and he says as soon as corporates and professional entities get to truly understand the passion and culture, this dream of all spinners will reach that reality. And I think that it's 100% true.
I fully agree with that. Yeah.
We can't, what happens is we can't be locked away. Everybody should have a place. I think what happens is you can't push one thing to the side. The government and the city wants to take illegal racing off the roads. The way they can do that, they have to do that, is to have a safe place to do it legally. And if they're not going to give anybody that, then unfortunately it's going to go back to the streets. And I think what happens is there's a lot to do here, and there's a lot of big opportunity for our local governments. All right, so I think a video will be a great addition to this. So let's take a look.
Hectic. Who's driving that car?
Take them.
Take them again.
Take them, real. Amelie car is so fair, jong. Yo. She's a busy lady.
Take them has bigger boat than the other one.
Say maar niks nie, né? Well, here's a comment here. Baden, just address that comment quickly.
Shagan Charles says the law enforcement comes to the scene in 5 minutes when a car spins in the road, but when a crime is committed, they don't have the time to come to the scene.
Maybe we should give the law enforcement a spin car. They'll get there quicker.
Well, that's what I'm thinking myself as well over there. And just another one quickly as well from Riaz Lataghan. He said the community should stand together against the government about the spinning, because it's a very inspirational to the young people. 100%. I'm 100% behind that.
Absolutely. You know what? It's a kind of, it's such a growing sport. It's such a good thing. It brings families together. It brings communities together. It takes crime out of the area when the people are spinning. That is which the people in power have been trying for years to do it, and they can't get it right. So I can't understand why it's just not on. Anyhow, we can go on about this thing the whole night. But just in closing, because we actually ran out of time here, but just in closing, I'm going to start with the youngest again and work my way up to Uncle Eddie there.
Yeah, boy.
Let's start with Nazima there. What is your future plans for, I don't know, what do you do, like if you're not spinning, do you work?
Yes, I work.
Okay, so what are your future plans with spinning? Where do you want to see the sport in the next couple of years?
Well, first of all, we would like to have our own space.
Legal
space. And then also what I would like to do is travel when it comes to spinning, maybe out of Western Cape, traveling. I've been to some places like Joostenberg and East London and all that. So keep traveling, yes, maybe take it internationally, we never know. But that's like And I
Big
think for
goal.
the next, a big goal for the next few
Brilliant.
years. Even soon, you never know.
Brilliant. Brilliant. Tatum, for a young person, a first-time spinner, what are your suggestions to them? What do they need? What do you think they need to do to get into the sport?
They need to have the love for the sport firstly, the passion for it. And they just need to keep a positive mindset of when they're in sport and just do their thing.
It comes naturally.
Everything comes naturally. Yeah.
As long as you practice. Okay, let's go to Ashiya while we're there. So, from a driving perspective, do you think spinning has helped people become better drivers on the road? More responsible drivers?
Yes, of course. Definitely. I can't tell you what I do on the road. If someone driving like 60 in front of me. But yes, I think spinning do have a great impact on your driving skill on the road.
So it gives you a better feel for your car, gives you a better feel for your control of your car and stuff like that.
Yes. Spinning is, I'd say, like what Eddie said, when they started, it was just like freestyle. But today, spinning is more on a more skill performance.
Yes, yes, absolutely. Craig, I see you back there. Just from a, I don't know if you drive yourself, but I know you sponsor a couple of, you sponsor Eddie over there. You're one of the main sponsors there. From that perspective, what is the way forward for spinning? What do you think?
Look, I don't know. I can't purely say what is the way forward for spinning, but I know there's definitely a future for spinning in our province. And to what you guys said earlier on as well is that one apply for permits to spin or to have events, and then different departments will just shut you down. It's as if they want you to go and do an illegal event. It's as if they call it law enforcement guys. They don't have enough to do.
Yeah.
So let's rather shut down all applications. Let the guys, because they know the guys are going to spin. Either way, the guys are going to spin. So you know what? Let's shut it down. Let the guys spin, and let's give the law enforcement guys something to do for the day. so let's not give them a platform or a spot to show off their talent.
Yeah.
Let's not give them something where they can bring their family out for the day. Let's shut it down, go and do it, and let's go and interrupt the day for them.
It's weird. Like maybe they must do their work properly and go and do some, come and go arrest some of the criminals that have been, doing some serious stuff out there instead of.
Which I agree with. Which I agree with 100%.
Picking on easy targets here. I mean, like it's easy to come pick on a spinner because they're all in one spot anyway.
Correct. It's an easy target.
Maybe you should get the law enforcement officers into a spinning car and then let the
there we go.
No. Come on,
now we're talking.
If it comes to cars, tires, and enough fuel as well, it makes any guy's blood boil.
Absolutely.
But put him into a uniform, you've got a problem.
Yeah, that's true. Absolutely. Yeah. Baden, you want to just ask?
Because I'm pretty much sure a lot of guys that come out to the illegal spinning events, they're law enforcement guys. Off duty.
Yes.
And then when the bugger's on duty, then he wants to come and shut you down.
Yeah, kind of with his mask on, so no one knows who he is actually, eh?
and just to come to a point as well, what you guys mentioned earlier on as well, if Cape Town City or Western Cape government can just realize as well that if they create a pitch or space for the spinners to come and do their thing and have events, if they must go back and have a look at the amount of revenue they've lost, because it's not just Western Province people that will come and watch a guy like Eddie to come and spin. You're gonna get guys from different provinces and across board as well. So
absolutely,
it's accommodation, it is fuel, it is that's a long list.
Correct. That increases your revenue as a tourism industry. Yes. Absolutely. But I guess they don't, at the end of the day, they got to recognize that it's a sport in the first place. And it's a good sport.
Yeah, it's a sport, yeah.
Yeah. Baron, you just want to
It's no longer a platform where hooligans, they work in their vehicles and just go and show up on the streets. It's no longer that.
exactly.
Guys are pushing a lot of money into their vehicles,
Yes,
and it's
very
about time
interesting.
they recognize it.
Very, very interesting. Baron, you just want to handle Tarquin and Wilbur quickly in the last questions there?
Yes, just a last few thoughts from both Wilbur and Tarquin. I'll start with Wilbur. So, guys, where to next from here? What is the next move? Where is the ultimate for you, Wilbur? Starting with you, where does the big aim go to from here?
Tomorrow we are having a meeting with the local municipality. We had meetings for a year long, and every time they just cancel it. But tomorrow we're having a meeting with all the bigots, and God hopes we get a place for us to do spinning on a Sunday and invite other friends, other spinners, and even youngsters to come and start spin and learn what to do. Get them off the roads, get them off the streets, and we can take spinning the way forward here in the West Coast.
And Tarquin, your thoughts and what next for you as far as events, and growing from your current point. We saw in the show as well that you got quite a lot of punting from a lot of fans. So what can your fans look forward to in the future?
Well, to start off with, I would first want a pitch here in Cape Town, a legal arena for everybody to practice and have events, invite everybody. And then for myself, I would like to start traveling, like out of town events, Joburg, Kuruman, wherever. That's my aim.
Okay, Baron. So just in closing, I want to get to the man himself, Uncle Eddie. Okay, let me just get here. Riaz later gaan. Spinning is so inspirational to best. I told my parents I want to spin off my birthday and really want to get into the spinning game because I learned a lot from Uncle Eddie and other spinners. That's a brilliant way to actually end off the show, because Uncle Eddie, you kind of a legend. You are a legend in the spinning arena. I mean, you probably started when spinning started, and you're going to be there till for a long time, God willing. So just give us your insight. What are your thoughts on spinning? Where can you take it to? Besides the fact we can't get a pitch now, but if you were getting a pitch, what would be your next level with the sport? What would you do? What would you encourage youngsters to do? That type of thing. The way forward from here.
As we said, if we have our own arena, and at the end of the day, I can be the instructor, because so many youngsters want to do the sport, and for me, they look up to me. So for me to be the instructor is for them to take the sport to the next level. You see, because we have girls, we have youngsters, we have a lot of talented people around us, and especially in our motorsport, we have to take it to a next level. You see, and like I said, if we have our own place, I'll be their instructor. Teaching them how to spin, doing the thing. And especially on our side here in Western Cape, we don't do a lot of stunts. I'm the only one. Maybe there's another one. Justin, he was sending a message earlier on. Maybe it's only me and him in this Western Cape province doing stunts. And all of Joburg guys are doing stunts. So we can take it to a next level if we have our own place and we can start doing our thing on a legal base.
Okay. So, guys, I just want to thank you people all for being on the show tonight. It was an absolute pleasure, and I'm sure Baron will second that. Just for you guys being on the show. I mean, like I said, I've never had such an insight to spinning yet. I didn't know what it was about, and now I've got such an insight. It's actually brilliant. And for you guys, I wish you well on your journey, and may the city hopefully see what good it's doing for the community, and it's adding value to people's lives. And it's actually a brilliant way of cleaning up the crime-ridden areas out there, if I can say it in that way. And if they come to realize what it's about and what it can do, I hope that they actually, give you guys what you require. And hopefully the show can be part of the platform for them to hear your views and hear what's happening out there. So just from our side, from myself and Byron, and from Motor Talk with Witzenberg, I thank you guys very much for being on the show tonight.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, and the show is going to be, it's on our Facebook page. Am I right, Byron?
It is on our Facebook page.
Yeah, it's on a YouTube channel as well. You guys can
on the YouTube channel.
You can share it with other people. They can go and watch it afterwards, and who knows where it's going to end up. Might end up overseas, and we might see Tatum in, I don't know, Germany one day spinning. Who knows, eh? I mean, yeah. So thank you once again, and we'll definitely keep in touch outside the show, because when we have a Gymkhana again, maybe I'll invite a couple of you guys. Maybe I'll invite Eddie over, because he's kind of the legend, and he can come and see what it's about. And who knows, maybe you guys can come and maybe Tatum can come with a new E30 BMW there with a Nissan motor in there to come and show some of his skills. Maybe we can teach a little bit about Gymkhana. Who knows? And we never know the way forward. Guys, so thank you very much for being here tonight. And Byron, any words in closing?
Thank you very much, guys.
Yeah, all the best.
Just from myself, I just actually want to thank everybody as well, and yourself as well, Abdul. Magnificent show we had tonight. And I also want to give a shout out to Bevan Harris. You'll see in the top corner of the screen is BH Media. The graphics you have seen, and the graphics we are getting better on every time. He was responsible for the graphics, and he's been communicating with me through the week, always to get all the graphics in, get all the photographs in, and some videos. Abdul, also your videos that you sent me as well. Thanks everybody for that. So you know what? Wonderful, and it's lovely to see such a great community of people do positive things for motorsport. We need positive motorsport stories. There's a lot of negative stuff going on out there, and with every positive motorsport story, it just makes our sport much stronger and better. Thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Yeah, thank you guys, and we'll chat to you guys soon, and we'll keep in touch after the show, as to see where we can take it from here on. Have a blessed evening, and all the viewers out there, thank you for watching on Facebook and YouTube. And like I said, every week we have a show. I'm not the host every week. I'm on, myself and Byron, we're on every second week. And every other week we have some real history and stuff about rallying and a couple of other motorsport events as well. So we try and keep it diverse and cover a huge array of motorsports. So thank you guys. Have a blessed evening and all the best for the future. Chat to you guys soon. Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye. One of me.
Exactly.
There we go. Well, I'll end up with a video.
Brilliant. Are we still live, Byron? We're not live.
You
Right?